Where? So like there have been points during this scenario where I've literally gone like after a session been like, well, that was really good what I did. Well, that was really good what that person did. I want to rewatch it quickly to remind myself exactly what they said or what I said. You know, and my housemate has been like, oh, we have to like sit down and like watch like this one because I've never seen you play. I've only seen you run. So yeah, I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a friend who might like to see them, but so that would be interesting. But I thought it was only live streaming, as in you could only watch it at the time. But
No,
that's interesting.
I watched an episode I missed so that to save on time for a sort of catch up, so I knew what was happening. So, and just to reiterate, sorry, I will be away next session. I'm afraid at the beginning of the next time, but I'm sure we'll all be hale and hearty and healthy and not mad at all by the end of this, so we'll be fine.
You'll miss the soiree. The start of the next module will be a soiree. Is my number one bet. Interestingly, when I stream it, I've said this before, Lily, you don't appear on the stream because you don't have a video feed, which is weird.
Just a disembodied voice.
I'd say it's win-win.
I've never checked whether, like, I haven't listened to any of them. I'm only doing it because you guys asked. I don't know if it records your voice. I assume it must.
Yeah, I believe it does. Yeah, I'm fairly sure I've heard that.
Yeah, well, I listened once before, I'm sure, because it was pretty much the only voice of reason in the whole
Absolutely.
The whole thing.
Yeah. that'll be the thing.
God bless you, Lily. God bless you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that if people were just talking to an invisible or non-audible entity, they would probably notice that sounds like something that would have stuck out a bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that we've got all of that palaver happening, I have to close like 30 tabs actually to make it easier to operate my cloud environment. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good start. I went to the National Diet Library of Japan on the weekend, which is a rabbit hole that you cannot escape. It's just like endless. Because what they've done is they've digitally captured all of these ukiyo-e books from the 1700s through to the 1900s, and they're all rights free and they're amazing. And the digital captures, like, they're photos, but they're really high quality, so you can get really good things. Anyway, I'm doing another Japanese Vesen module after I ran some on the weekend, so I'm turning that into a thing, and I needed art, and so now I've downloaded like 40 bloody books, but they were great.
I was going to ask, were you actually in Japan, or was it just an online thing?
No, it's just online. The National Diet Library, as in the National Library of the Parliament of Japan, is awesome. It's just genuinely awesome. I could spend the rest of it. It is great. Really good. Okay, so now that I've said all those noisy things, when last we saw our intrepid heroes, they had left the soiree with an unconscious man in their possession who had indeed, and I shudder to say this, in a tete-a-tete, in a two people who want to kill each other but are pretending they don't, but are also the style owners of the dance, had various ways tried to do each other, and Eliza came so close to just not making it. But in the end was saved by their friends. Hooray, friends! Woo! Who had guns and swords and other nasty things.
And healing waters from the
healing waters, that's true.
That's true. Saint Anne.
The healing waters of Saint Anne. Now, before we go to the thing, like, we've played this over a number of weeks, and so some people may have not remembered, certain things, and I just want to make sure that we all are starting with a strong evidence base before we go forward. So as you you know, get in your carriage. That's actually your carriage, you know, driver doing that motion, not any of you, obviously, who are all safely ensconced inside the carriage and are commenting on the on the roughness of the roads, and shouldn't the carriage driver be better at this, and various other completely unhelpful comments. You are also remembering. All right, that's extra points, but I may kill you later, Reginald. It's extra points, but I may kill you later. It was referred to as my T-Rex impersonation, which is a little hurtful, but also stylish. Now, you are all riding there and you're reflecting on what you've seen and what you've heard, and I just want to remind you of the dreams that most of you have now had at various points. Not all of you, but most of you, and it's enough. So you were in a place. There was waters and a small island, and there were coins everywhere. And as you approached the goddess, she held out her hands. I'm trying to find the exact words. Arnamentia. So she held her hands out, my apologies, and in them were 2 Roman coins. And she said, you know, give me, offer me the heads. And then from her hands poured endless coins coming from her hands. And you know that was all tied up with her blessing, because you found a bunch of coins. I think you even stole some. I can't quite remember. In the Crescent, where there were the coins that had been in the mineral waters and had been impacted by the mineral waters. Just to remind you of that. Now, as you are riding towards the thing, the other thing you become aware of is that, it looks like a drought when you look out the window. So, which is obviously, as all of us are Australians, something we're reasonably familiar with. So there are withering leaves, withering plants. You can see that the grass is now completely dried out and turned brown. You know, so in just 2 days, it's gone from green and lush and sort of, vibrant to this sort of desiccated grey and brown landscape. The leaves are falling from the trees. They're dried. They're withered. It all looks very unnatural. Cool. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that all of those things were in your mind. They are now in your mind.
Yes. So we're racing towards where we know there's going to be the sacrifice.
You even have directions.
Of where to go.
Because someone said, I was mysteriously given this package of things. And it's all very random and quite surprising to me that they would give me this. But, times are weird. That conversation, yeah.
I'm giving Eliza a look at that statement.
That's right.
That I know, that I know look.
Yeah. Well, I remember, right, that I think Eliza only just kind of came out of being unconscious, right? Like when we left, so probably she's been spirited away into kind of the carriage, and she's on one side, and then on the other side, directly opposite her, is the rector, and just staring daggers at her, and she's just trying to look away, but she just feels the heat of the gaze, just what?
Excellent.
Looking at me like that, rector.
You know exactly why I'm looking at you, young Eliza Hastings.
And why would that be? I've just been poisoned by a charlatan and a rake.
I see. Well, I don't know how you got yourself in that predicament. All I know is I was admiring the artwork, and then suddenly the doors to the library were locked. Fortunately, we had our good Belgian friend to open the doors.
Break them down even.
Indeed. Yes. Thank you, Duplessis. I don't know what I would have done if it was that I was not spirited away by your strong arms. But it
for
would
the first
be...
time ever, Reginald, at this obviously overt attention from a woman, actually scooches away a little bit further.
Oh, I love that.
Of course, yes, of course. We are all for one and many together, and none for the other people. So yes, no problem. Thank you.
I think that she winces at that because I think that, Reginald has been stereotypically so keen on anyone who would give him attention. And I think that just goes to show in her mind that, that perhaps there are certain things that are done that, elicit, this is the trap of polite society, right? That there isn't an absolute freedom. So I think that she kind of really mulls that over in her mind as, as the carriage continues on for a few seconds until eventually she kind of just turns directly to the rector in particular, but also to the broader group and just says, well, of course I did find myself in a delicate situation, but it was not entirely Mr. Culverton's actions that led me to that place. I was approached by a woman, Mrs. Was it Mackenzie. Miss Mackenzie. Mrs. Mackenzie, who is, of course, up at the manor where the spring ball was just hosted.
That troll of a woman. She's nothing but no good.
You would have the right of her, but she seems to have an affinity for powerful women, and I think that at the end of the day, we're not all like you, Viscountess Purbeck. We all don't command authority just due to the fact that we are as wise as we are. I'm sure that my cousin would agree with me that being a young woman in this society is stifling and enraging, infantilizing at the best of times. And so I sought, through engaging with Mrs. Mackenzie, a rapport with someone who seemed to be a peer. And she, in no uncertain terms, decided to induct me into a secret society called the Rose, whatever the second word was, the Rose something, the Rose Society.
Which has been really important to you.
Yes. Well, I've only just potentially joined, but it seems to me, laying all my cards on the table, because I do care for you all, and I would hate to see something like what just happened to me happen to any of you. So I was asked to attend this ritual happening, rite that these women are planning to undertake. They plan to, I believe, sacrifice men. And to that end, I believe that's where Henry Millwood was sent. He was spirited away by Culverton to these women for the purposes of some sort of ritual sacrifice to these women. Maybe this has something to do with Saint Anne and this goddess Anna Matea, but I don't know. I wanted to feel something, included in something, and not feeling so under the microscope. Is that really so bad?
There's a reason why we got rid of the old gods. Human sacrifice is one of them. Physically taking the life of another or intending to is a sin.
Reverend, well, I would agree, but do you not think that there have also been some quite horrible things done in the name of, religion, regardless?
No.
Are we any further along than
No, I don't.
Ms. Eliza, thank you for taking the time to explain that too, because look, for me, I have come from overseas to another place, and I was hoping to find my people, and I feel I have found them. So we have seen some very strange things that we cannot necessarily understand within the realms of our experience. So maybe a little bit of old help could be a boon for us. Maybe I, for one, do not judge. So let us just look after each other and see what we can do to reverse this.
Thank you, Duplessis. And Rector, I, as always, take your comments as they were intended. However, I would remind you of the Crusades.
Crusades. Everybody goes back to the Crusades. We've moved on from there.
Well, I would say in terms of your teaching, we most certainly have.
I would take Miss Hastings' hands in mine, maybe squeeze a little too tight. Oh.
So what was the initiation ceremony like?
We haven't
got there yet.
Yeah. My dear Miss Hastings, I do understand your feelings. Rules of society are very rigid, especially for young women, and there are reasons for that you may not fully yet appreciate, though I think you have some sense of them now. A young lady can be ruined by a rake such as this, and I sort of like poke Mr. Culverton rather firmly, or Sir Culverton, in the ribs.
That's right. He is a knight, I'll have you know.
Yeah.
He's not some common, merchant. He's proper aristocracy. Not proper Viscountess level aristocracy, but
He may be a sir, but he certainly, by his behavior, is no one to be respected. And Henry Millward, by all sounds, is as useless a lump of a man as can be imagined, and I want his sister far away from him. But he certainly does not deserve to be sacrificed to anyone. And I'm very torn, but my Christian soul says that Sir Culverton shall not be sacrificed either. I do not like him in the slightest. Have you remember about those coins? I saw it when I was transported to that place with that Roman goddess. Do we have any Roman coins that we could? I had my offering to give.
You're going to the Crescent, which actually had the thing
in the museum, the library kind of section.
I do wonder if these women in their zeal have perhaps misinterpreted what was meant and are giving actual men's heads rather than these coins, which is what I thought that she wanted. Maybe I don't know. But we could try.
Maybe the coins were removed deliberately.
Maybe they were. I
Maybe
feel that we should go and.
But Eliza's like,
coins.
but I've got the dagger. Where's the fun in coins?
I'm trying to be repentant, but as a player, I'm like, what are we doing?
Well, I feel like Eliza is secretly thinking, but I've got a dagger.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I hear
100%.
everything you're saying, but
Yeah.
I've got a dagger.
Mhm. But at the end of the day,
Chekhov's gun, I'm just saying.
yeah, well, I think that honestly, she I think in reality, what her heart's desire is to take the dagger and stab Culverton immediately, right now, in the middle of the carriage.
Yeah.
But I think that that her fear of, losing the protection and friendship of these people would stop her from doing that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Georgiana, is there anything you would like to add to this conversation before I take you to the crescent?
I think at this point Georgiana's just listening and trying to take everything in. I have to admit I don't really have any input at this stage.
That is okay. I'm just making sure. You do have a momentary flutter in your heart, though, because of course, that dashing young man is still in your mind. Even if his mother is the leader of an evil cult. Oh, well, cult.
And even if we just saw everyone having like a,
it's best not.
shall we say, a really good time in the room where we just left.
I think your eyes were covered by the Viscountess as she led you from it, though. I don't think you were allowed to, see.
The rector's hat got in the way.
It's Ibiza. It's Ibiza, baby. meets Regency. All right. So at that moment, the carriage pulls up. It's a full moon. It's also Easter, and who knows what might happen next. But what you see is the crescent illuminated by the full moon night. It's beautiful white staccato, sort of, shining in the moon. You can see no lights on because it's quite late by this point and people have gone to bed. You also see the entrance to St. Anne's Well, the little shrine, and you remember that as you have solved it now, the rocks that will allow you to get into the cave area is just on the other side of the well. What would you like to do, people? Are you gonna go up to the crescent and steal coins, which feels like a thing that's being suggested, or are you just going to go straight to St. Anne's Well? And most importantly, where is Sir Culverton as you contemplate these questions? Because I feel it could be material. Go.
So
obviously,
I
vote stealing coins. Although
okay, Viscountess Burbank has a mission. We should steal some coins.
All right, I'll come with you on that.
Yeah, I think we need the coins, and I think that Eliza and her ideas are kind of our plan B. So that said, I would be happy. I think I've still got the dagger that he had held upon Eliza Hastings, so I will happily keep him underfoot and watch him whilst we move the carriage around the back perhaps and wait for everyone else to come back out.
Okay.
So I'm happy
is
to do
anyone else joining the let's go steal some coins from the crescent?
Oh,
or
yes.
Are you sending the two old people to do it?
I am. I think that the second that we get into that room, because it's quite late at night, right?
It is.
And most of the people in the town are at the spring ball who are now,
most of the
copulating.
I think it's really important that we define people in the town as most of the rich people in the town are at the spring ball.
Yes.
But the people who work at the crescent, who are not necessarily particularly wealthy, may not be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially if they're in bed, asleep, because they're working people.
That's right.
Don't have time for orgies, we don't. He says.
Can I be reminded, the guy who fell for the Viscountess, was he at the party as well?
He was.
Okay.
But he may have left early.
I didn't.
Oh, no, it wasn't actually. Sorry, no, he wasn't. You saw him. Did you see him at the party? I can't remember now.
No, I didn't
No.
think
I don't think he did.
invited
No,
to
he
the
wouldn't have
party.
been invited. No.
He's too disreputable.
He is
I'm
a
just
little
wondering
disreputable.
if it's worth the Viscountess using her feminine wiles to maybe see if he could loan us, a couple of knuckle draggers or something like that. But
you would have to go into town, which is at least
bit of a
going
too
to add
long
another
Mm.
hour to
All right,
the
no
whole
problem.
round trip.
Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah.
with
Kind of
yes.
the essence.
And also, I think the
Henry
Viscountess
Millwood
is
is going to survive.
yeah, I think the Viscountess is somewhat conflicted about her potential relationship with the criminal
Yes.
mastermind.
Exactly.
Slightly.
She doesn't look too conflicted from here.
Right.
But I mean, we don't really know about that yet, right? So,
Young ladies
yeah.
don't know about it.
I
Who
think
was
that
was it just you, Reginald? You were there? Were you the one that was there?
Yeah, Reginald was there, but he has not said a word to anyone.
Yeah.
So.
Very wise.
Yeah.
Mr. Spencer Huntley. That's who I was thinking. Mr. Spencer
Yes.
Huntley, Georgiana. Mr. Huntley. The dashing Mr. Huntley, I think will
Viscount Huntley.
No, he's definitely a Mr. Unfortunately, he's.
We shall just have to whisk my young ladies away to London to soothe their broken heart.
Don't forget,
with better options.
He is, £500 plus a year. I'm just saying.
Just checking. So, Eliza, the Viscountess, and the Rector are the ones going in to get the coins. Is that correct?
Yeah.
At this point, it does appear so, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to join them in the thievery?
Just speaking as a player, did you want Georgiana to stay with Reginald just so that there is someone else guarding this unconscious guy who may wake up and may try to trick one of them if there's only one there?
It's not a GM's call. That sounds
No,
like
I'm talking to the other players.
Sorry.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, look, honestly, if you want to do that, that makes sense because I think that Eliza is kind of like, I think she is really wanting to give this kind of coins idea, which she thinks might actually be a very intelligent thing, like a very intelligent read on what the dream was that they all had, right? So I think that she's really wanting to give that a red hot go before other desperations may come to the surface, as even though at the moment she's kind of, I guess, in a way repulsed by what she's thought and done. So I think that like in being penitent, she is she would just immediately like as they're walking in, grab a small stone and is going to, unless someone stops her, as they walk up to the exhibition part that has the coins behind the glass, she'll just throw a stone through the glass.
Okay.
Fabulous.
That's subtle.
Look, at the end of the day, they're behind glass. How are we gonna get them? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just being like, well, let's just be expedient.
Yeah, we do have to be quick.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I throw it
on the line
through the glass.
I just didn't want you guys to think that I was like, deliberately staying out of all the dangerous stuff. I'm perfectly happy for Georgiana to accompany if you think it would help, but otherwise just I will stay with Reginald. Georgiana will stay with Reginald as an extra guard.
Oh, we will definitely need you in the next part, I imagine. Absolutely. We need all the women that we can get.
Yeah, we might not be able to bring the Rector with us. Then we get in trouble. All right, yeah. So we're just gonna go and smash and grab.
Okay, so you go up the path, enter the sort of main entrance. There's no one there. There's probably one person actually. I would imagine there's one person who is forced to stay up late at night to open doors for rich people because you don't really care, and that's what poor people are for. So you get the door opened. Hello. Oh, that's you. You've been at the ball then, ma'ams and sirs.
Yes, we have.
Excellent. Yes, I hope it was a good one. I've heard positive things about the Huntley balls. I believe they're quite enjoyable. Anyway, apologies. I should let you get to bed. Please have a lovely evening.
Thank you. Very tired.
Yes. Yes, I can imagine. Been out dancing all night. I can imagine that would be quite tiring. I don't imagine what that would feel like. I, of course, just have to stay up all hours of the night and just open the door. But it's fine. It's not a problem. Very happy to do it anytime. Anyway,
Thank you.
let me let you in there. Right, and he opens the door and goes back to sitting in the chair that's right next to the front entrance because that's where he sits. Well, in the shadows, in the dark, alone, at night, with nothing to read and nothing to hear and nothing to see. He's got a great life, though. I don't know why people judge him. All right, so you step through, but then you don't go upstairs to your rooms, do you?
I know.
No, you don't. Terrible. All right. The beautiful thing about this little exercise is you're going to get to tick off, well, at least attempt a bunch of skills that you almost never try. So that'll be funny.
Mhm.
I think the word I'm looking for is stealth. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that's a flat 20.
Alrighty, here we go.
I have already ticked off stealth in this
May the
adventure.
Lord
So
guide
I'm
my
pretty
steps.
happy about that.
95
Ooh,
and
almost
19.
a
Ding, ding,
fumble.
ding, ding.
19.
And so once again, the Viscountess proves to be stealthier than you'd expect based on the physicalities. However,
Right.
Eliza, who is desperate to just throw a stone through glass and has
Yeah.
no desire to be subtle at all,
Yep.
is like already pulling the rock out. And
Yeah.
the guy's going, "What's the rock for? Why have you got the rock?" And the rector is, not doing so well.
Doddering away and hitting
Doddering away.
every
Now,
trick you
does
can.
anyone wish to push their stealth roll? Because you could, and there would be consequences.
No, not at all.
Okay, so the dowager sort of somehow turns into like the stealthiest grizzly bear you've ever met, and the rector and Eliza are not. Yes, exactly. Tyrannosaurus Rex impersonations are us. There's a moment, and then there's a voice. Hey, excuse me. Don't mean to be rude, but what are you doing? I thought you were going upstairs to your rooms.
Just in a minute, we will.
Right, yeah, but those rooms are closed, ma'am. The exhibition's closed for the night. You're not meant to go in there. It's closed.
We were
Why?
having the
Because
most interesting discussion about the coins that we saw, and we just would really like to resolve that argument before bedtime.
I understand, but the manager of the hotel, he's very clear that it's closed.
Well, I hate to inconvenience you, but
Yeah.
I could give you a little tip for opening the door up for us just for 5 minutes.
Oh, could you? Well, it's a late night. I'm very hardworking. I wouldn't want to,
You are very hardworking, and I do hate to inconvenience you. So
very important job guarding the door, as you can imagine. That points at the door.
absolutely is.
Constant watching.
And so
if I let you in, then I'm not at the door, which could cost me my job.
Exactly. And we would love to compensate you for the time and effort that you've taken in helping this establishment be the wonderful font of liveliness and livery that we've experienced. I'm sure you don't get compensated more for your nighttime hours, and we think that is a crime, but one we are very happy to remedy.
He goes, can you make a not a psychology roll, a social skill roll?
Can I do a persuade?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
Right.
a credit rating?
My credit rating is the same as my persuade.
I mean, the Viscountess has it.
Oh, actually, yeah. Viscountess, do you want to roll?
I'll do a credit rating roll.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
I'll just buy my way out of this problem.
Out of my purse for him.
88. You failed. Can you push? You can push. It's
I'll
just
add
gonna
another
cost
coin.
you more.
I will push. I will
Commit a new canal. 54. Yeah, that's.
Thank goodness, because it's
There
set
we
on
go.
90 for just a moment.
All right. Oh, look, it's hard. It's hard being a father of 20 children and, got grandchild on the way. It's a lot. You gotta, it's not just me,
4
the
coins.
whole family.
4 coins.
More coins, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And then there's the nephews who also have a need. Yes. Yeah, I think that about does it. Thank you. So reduce your credit rating by 1.
All right.
Not by, any big number, but just by 1. All right. You bankroll his next 20 years, and he goes, good. Yeah. By the way, when you see the manager tomorrow morning, just tell him I quit.
If we see how well we know.
Yeah. And then he walks out the door.
Oh no!
He
Wait,
just walks out.
and before he walks out, I just say, that's fantastic. We're so happy that we've been able to gift you the opportunity for a new life. Chuck us the keys, please.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Great.
Good point.
Excellent.
There you go.
So we can unlock that, and we can maybe even as well unlock other rooms.
It wasn't the
Okay.
bride, it was the unhinged look on Eliza's face that didn't hand over the keys.
Right, you could hand over the keys now. That's right. Old Betsy. All right. He wanders out, and you find yourselves with direct access to the rooms. You travel through them, and you find the display of coins, which are
The right ones. This is what we're looking at earlier.
Yeah, one of them was Roman, and one of them was another era, I think.
Yeah, there were Roman. Yeah, there were early Roman and late Roman.
Yes, that's it.
There were early Roman and late Roman ones, and they had accreted some mineral deposits, which were commented on in the write-up.
Yeah.
Just trying to find the little write-up, but I don't know why I'm bothering, because I've pretty much given you everything you need. Not there. The rakes gambit, not there. Exhibition road artifacts. She stands with her hands out. Oh yes, and there's also a marble sculpture of Anna Matea in the thing, and since you're walking past it, you can see that she holds her hands outstretched, looking upwards, her head crowned with flowers. On close observation, you note that she holds a coin in each palm, although the sculpture is not detailed enough to see what is on the coins. The Roman coins, a plethora of gold coins, each engraved with the profile of the emperor. You did manage to make the natural world and natural philosophy rolls, so you recognize that it suffered water damage from being thrown into magnesium-rich thermal springs. And you had translated the text, so this is another little data point to remind you of. The text on the altar said, to the goddess Anna Matea, who blessed Honourable Quintus through the offering of a golden head. Because I think the rector pulled out his Latin-y goodness and said, hold on a second, hold my beer. I know exactly what that says. All right, so you unlock the case, because you have the keys, and take some coins. How many do you take?
All of them.
Right, okay.
Yep.
So you take like 20 coins, I'll assume, and just bundle them into a bag.
They're probably on it if it's not too large.
Well, I was going to say they're probably on the silk. They're probably on a silk display covering. So I assume you just pick up the silk thing and tie it. No, the statue is quite large. It's actually human size.
Okay, so we can't move that. Right. I thought if it was like a smaller statuette, we'd take it with us, but no.
No.
All right.
It's kind of in the corner. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're just going to take that, and we don't even have to worry about walking back out again because he's already gone.
He is already gone, indeedly. So you find yourselves all gathered back. Just checking in on
just one
on-
thing before we go. I
Yeah.
actually write a note and I leave it there.
the liberation coins. We had to borrow them to help. Beautiful. Beautiful.
just
So
be a
you scribble
moment.
that down, put it on there.
All right, we're good.
Just help folk in general.
Yeah,
Indeed.
just help folk in. That's how
I
we
really
roll.
didn't want to go into the details. but
Yes, no. No.
Broken home now.
Lovely. And
Okay, we
that-
can actually come that way.
Right. Well, now that we have these coins, is the idea that that those of us who are women will attempt to enter and see whether we can liberate Harry Millwood by throwing these coins at the mercy of Anna Matea?
Don't forget
Well,
to place one in each hand.
yes, I think. So the rector and Duplessis cannot come with us.
Perhaps they can be close by and we can call upon them if we need them.
Yes.
Is this something Georgiana could ask the voice? Is it okay for the rector and Reginald to come with us?
The voice goes, well, I mean, it depends. Do you want to double down on the offerings? Because you could bring both of them. Some real opportunity there. No? Are you sure? I mean, you could test it. It's going to offend the cult, but do you care? I don't know. Do you care?
I understand. And Georgiana's just saying that in her head, so that sounds like it's probably not a good idea for them to go.
Oh dear, well that's terrible. He
Although,
says, pulling out his
honestly,
pipe and tobacco.
Georgiana is still sort of more of the side that we should just, throw Culverton and possibly Millwood as well, not ruling it out, just to the cult and just let them deal with it.
Head in each
She doesn't
hand.
have a high opinion of either of them.
If that's the consensus, I'm not opposed to that. Although, I'm sure, Reverend, you may intend to persuade us of a more puritanical direction.
Well, I think that whatever we do, we're not exact. We're a bit off the Bible, shall we say?
No, it's right here. Right here. Oh,
Besides, what the
yes.
Reverend doesn't know won't hurt him.
Yeah.
That's why I've gone, time to take out my pipe and tobacco.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say something, my dear?
I believe that we should take Sir Culverton with us as insurance, shall we say. Perhaps we can bargain the cult for him.
Well, he is.
Yeah.
He did say that he is he is a friend of the cult to me.
Yes.
So
yes.
And as well, they will likely not do anything untoward with him. But at the same time, I am wary that I was told that any men who accompany women to this event or ritual or happening or whatever we find, they will be considered sacrifices. And we have no idea, there's no way to really know how many women in this society are actually a part of this group.
That is very true.
I guess, well, we'll stay here and make sure that everybody gets rounded up if they come out. Hey, Reginald.
Well, yeah, I had an idea. I mean, if they know Culverton, and this might be I'm just trying to look at my skills and what I can do. I could
Mm.
perhaps disguise him so he doesn't look like himself as much, and then you could perhaps. I was thinking if we could find a wheeled chair, but that was from the last adventure that we had for the rector. Then we could perhaps you could wheel
What
him
else
in
for
or something.
Eliza?
No, it's for me actually. This
Oh,
time, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
Speaking
sorry,
of-
fit as a fiddle.
if that's still around,
We
then
still
maybe
do
we could
have the wheelchair around.
Yeah.
we
We
could
could
secure
definitely
him to
load
the
him into
thing,
the wheelchair.
give him
Mm.
another dose of the stuff to make him groggy or non-responsive, and just say he's an older gentleman who we feel will fit the bill, and that way the rector and I can stay outside, and if we hear screams or something goes really bad, we charge in, but then he could be the ticket in. That's I don't know how that works.
So I have two thoughts. One, okay, so this is not saying to the rector, because I was just trying to convince him there was a hostage
He's
and
got
they
a
were
pipe and
friends
we're
and
all.
stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
I've moved
it
away from the
sounds
crowd to smoke my pipe because that would be polite.
too much devilry over there. But basically, I don't think that the cult needs to be fooled into sacrificing Culverton. It sounds like the only reason they were keeping him alive anyway is because he could get other people for them. I don't think that they would be broken up about sacrificing him, particularly if Eliza, said, "Oh, he tried to take advantage of me" or something like that. He tried to kill me, that sort of thing.
That's good. Yeah.
My second thought was that when you're mentioning disguises, Reginald, how would you feel about wearing a dress?
I have no problem with that. My Reginald,
How
I have
progressive.
done that and much more in my stellar career. My only concern is that if there is some other way of identifying who is a man and who is not, or should I get defrocked, then perhaps the response would not be happy if we had tried to fool them. However,
Otherwise, I guess the two
my
of you
main concern is my concern is obviously the safety of you three. So and trying to deal with this situation. So if we feel that is an option, I have no problem with that.
Well, I
I guess-
think
It's 1815.
dressing
Men
up
can dress as women. It's 1815 now, so
as
no problem.
ladies is excellent.
Absolutely. It's quite Shakespearean, actually.
Mhm.
This whole concept.
That's not
I-
even a lie, because it actually was a really popular thing in the more rakish sort
Wasn't
of.
it the way
youth
that
set.
only men were actors and they did all the male and female roles anyway? Is that not
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So and Reginald does have an excellent set of pins, so no problem.
There actually were parties like that. There's one in Pride and Prejudice that Lydia talks about where they were dressing as men as women, women as men, sort of thing. Anyway, the other thing is that they could just stand at the gate, and if we scream, then they can come running in, as the cavalry sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do
so
want to see
tell me what you're
Victor in
doing.
robes.
What are you actually doing now?
I say we just drag in Culverton. If we want to use
Yes.
the wheelchair to make him easier to move,
Yep,
tie him to the
absolutely.
wheelchair, but I say let's just go in.
Yes, and I think that Duplessis assists us by by getting the rope, and Culverton, I go and grab my wheelchair from the lobby. We wheel it up, strap him in, give him another dose of the sleepy bye potion. And I think that Eliza goes into the carriage and retrieves the package that she had,
Okay.
and takes out the robes and puts them on, and reveals the dagger that was underneath her dress,
Right.
and pushes him forward towards the maze, right, or the hedge.
Okay, and just so I'm clear, you've also got the coins,
Yes.
Yes.
and you touch the sequence of things that you need to touch. It's the classic sort of grinding sound, and then a secret hidden compartment opens in the wall behind St. Anne's Well, and you see spiral stairs going down into the darkness.
Mm.
And then you are going to go down. And is Reginald dressing up as a woman and coming with you? Is the Reverend dressing up as a woman coming with you? Are they staying at the top of the stairs? Are they coming down the stairs? What's going on?
I don't know. What are you gentlemen doing?
Indeed.
How
Well,
about if
tap
we
out my
go
pie.
somewhere in the middle? If we go somewhere in the middle where Reginald has a dress on, but maybe stays up, and then unless I'm happy to come down. I just don't know. I'm not very good with like the Viscountess is better with fighting than I am, so I'm not sure exactly how much help I'm going to be.
I know
But
our
you're a
two,
It's gonna be all hands
person,
on
though.
deck.
yeah,
Yes, well,
our two weapon experts are actually women in our party.
That is true.
I
But
have
I
a
mean,
feeling-
it's also
inside with them.
1815. So all of that may be true, and yet, as men, you're better fighters than the women.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So Reginald will sneak the dagger that he got from this guy when I knocked him out.
Yeah.
He'll have that somewhere in his bodice somewhere.
Okay.
And he will wear a dress, but as not maybe a very wealthy one, because they are obviously very restrictive. So something that he can move in. Does that make any sense?
Sure does. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Enchanté, ladies.
Does he
I have
does he
put a
put
knife
on
on your
one of
character sheet, by the way. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Does he wear one of the Viscountess's old or perhaps less used dresses? Because it's quite voluminous.
I can only assume the answer to that question is yes.
It could also be that
Right.
Reginald has a dress in his trunk anyway. So
Perfect. Either way.
I would definitely be giving one of mine to the rector. If he
Just
wants
in
to wear
case.
it.
I will also.
the rector also has one of your dresses in his.
Not quite.
And Jay, I'm giving you a knife as well. Now that I've just
Fabulous.
realised. So you both have kniffins. So
Absolutely.
Reginald and Eliza are carrying kniffins. Reginald, can I get a disguise roll with advantage? Because this isn't your first time in a dress. And you've got a little bit of time to get it right. And you have a very voluminous dress to hide in. So disguise. You can do it this time.
No, I did it, but nothing came up. Let me try it again. Disguise. A bonus dice roll.
Yeah, with one bonus dice.
Yeah. No, I did that, but nothing coming out for you guys. Let me just.
No.
Oh.
No, and I think you just. Oh.
I'm rebooting I'm just reloading the roll.
Oh, shiza.
Because sometimes this makes a difference. Okay,
Yes,
I'm going to give you the
sorry.
second check just because I'm feeling generous. Sure. Okay, you have disguised yourself. And I've also tagged you as skilled on that. Keeper's tools. Yeah. Okay, that should fix that problem as well. It's doing that weird thing where we had this problem last time too.
Yeah.
Where sometimes it just, if you're not rolling, I don't know what's going on there. All right. Anyway, okay. So, Reginald, you are dressed convincingly as a woman. Tick. Rector, did you put on a dress?
Oh, I've got to say, I'll just go with them. What the hell? It just reminds me of my Oxford days. Yes, let's say I do.
Can I get a disguise roll with advantage?
Oh, this is going to be entertaining.
Is it 01? Please tell me it's 01.
With advantage. So that's one there. All right, here we go. Is it going to do anything?
That's it.
Again,
No.
nothing happened.
Hmm.
I'm just going to log on again, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I reloaded, it told me I had to log in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fresh. I can see it now. 39.
Yeah.
Just refresh the second. So I had to refresh again. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, loading up now. There we go. Oh, disguise check 5. No, I failed that.
How far did you fail it?
A lot.
When you say a lot, do you mean 99 to
No,
96 a
I mean
lot?
halfway. I've got a
Okay.
5% and I rolled a 49.
Right, yeah, no, that won't work then.
I'm going to have to use my natural charms then.
Okay, indeed. So you go down the stairs, a posse of women go down the stairs. You come out. Oh, okay, so the stairs go down for just, I don't know, 30 feet, let's say. So 10 meters down, and you're in what is basically a crumbling sort of building, but the stairs are quite well repaired. Like they look like someone's been spending money to repair them. There is an open exit in front of you, and there are two women in white robes sort of standing there looking around. They're not really paying attention to anything. You do have surprise upon them. You can hear sort of chanting and prayers or something like that coming from within the echoey chamber that you were about to exit into. But right now you can see two women in white robes dressed just like Eliza.
Perfect. I kind of gesture to Vicantus Purbeck and Georgiana to have us kind of like head in kind of like, a wing formation, right? And then the two gents behind us, so we're kind of covering them in a way.
Yeah.
We're all kind of walking in unison with Eliza at the front, pushing Culverton. And I don't acknowledge at all these women at all, because I feel like acknowledging them is going to draw their attention, and I'm wearing a robe, so they don't have a reason to suspect. So I think that we just kind of go forward.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Can I get?
Mhm.
I think it's an intimidate roll.
Great. I think of a 15%.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be you that does the intimidate.
Okay.
Who's got the best intimidate in the group? Maybe no one.
15 as well.
15 is the one. Yeah.
There it is then. I take it back. It is you. Now I will give you advantage because you are wearing the robes and you look like you're busy and you've got a potential sacrifice.
Okay. All right. Let's give it a red.
But you're basically trying to like not even talk your way through, right? Like you're just going, we belong here. I bought people and I bought a sacrifice, right? So give me an intimidation-y roll, please.
No worries. It hasn't gone through as well. Damn it. Okay, I'm just going to reload.
Does seem to be.
I got a 39.
Okay.
And my intimidate is 15. So I would have to spend 24 points of luck to succeed. I will not be spending that much because I think I'll need it later. So I think I'm just going to have to take the regular fail.
Okay, so you do have the option of pushing.
On a push on a 15, like the consequences for a failure on a push in this moment, extreme. I don't think I'm going to do it.
So as you try and push your way through, one of the women looks at you. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Exactly. Who are these people you brought with you? Yeah.
Well, this
very important ceremony, and I don't believe they've been invited. She says with a pointed, invited look.
I was under the impression that women were supporting other women in this moment.
Women support women. Um,
And as you can see, and I kind of try and not linger too much on Rector, as you can see, I have brought women with me.
yeah. Yes, but you've also bought that man, and she points at Culverton, who's in the chair.
Oh, yes. Sacrifices must be made. You do understand, don't you?
She looks at you confused. But we already have a sacrifice for this year.
Is
Like, well,
is the goddess not a wanting thing?
she looks at you. It's like she looks a bit horrified as you sort of dig into this.
100%. Yeah, this
You're
is
a little
where the failure comes in. I'm too
you're
intense.
a bit zealous for this. Like most of these women think that this is a necessary evil, but you seem awfully eager to get people up there on the altar. Um, I think maybe not, but I don't think we've got time right now to discuss it. I mean, the ceremony is proceeding as we speak, and um, okay. Can I get a persuade roll, please?
Sure.
Persuasione.
Absolutely.
This time, of course, you're going to knock it out of the park, I'm sure.
Well, I have a better persuade than I do intimidate.
Not hard. I hear what you're saying. Oh, they all work.
There we go. Well, no, it's a 92.
They didn't work.
Hold
on a second, she says. That's a man! And points at the rector. Oh my God, you brought a man into the ritual! Ah, she grabs a knife out of her belt and leaps at the rector.
I've lived with this beard for so many years.
No, she's grabbed a knife out and she's leaping at the rector.
All right.
I'm going to step in there and brawl with this woman.
Of course you are. And she's pathetic, not particularly impressive. Servants of Anna Matea. There we are.
Wasn't a very good play at Oxford, I must say.
Yeah, there's a reason you became a rector and not an actor.
All right, she's got a dagger. You've got a dagger.
Well, I don't. I've got my pistol.
Oh, okay.
The puncher.
All right, you could club her with the pistol. You could actually club her with the pistol. Because it's a heavily built sort of, cavalry pistol from the last 50 years. It's built. It's made of solid wood and iron. It's not a light weapon. It's a freaking chunk of steel and wood.
Yeah, so I could just smack her with it.
And what's the other woman doing?
She's also jumping towards you. Let me see if she can see who's she jumping at. Oh, she's jumping at Eliza for obviously being the sort of person who breaks the rules.
Even in this cult, I'm disappointing people. Wow.
Yeah.
What an arc.
Rule breaker.
All right, so
should we go into Dex order?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we should do. So I think if I just add that to, can I do this? Will this work? It should work. Let me try. I'm going to try and put you all into combat state. Managed to get 2 of you in. Didn't manage to get. Okay, yes. Also, now yes. What am I missing? Eliza. Okay, yeah. Combat. Sorry, let me just see. Okay, Eliza, you go first.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, I think that I don't want to use my pistol because I think that's going to draw even more attention than we already drawing.
Mm.
So I think that I'm just going to have at her with a dagger, I think.
Okay, so that is a brawling skill roll.
Sure. All right. I do have base, so we'll see how we go.
Excellent.
Actually, you know what? No, can I change my mind quickly?
Yes.
Yeah, I have 5 hit points, I realized.
Yes, because
So
you were quite injured
yeah,
by
I'm
your
still quite injured. So I'm actually going to just like step back and just kind of if she wants to come and attack me, that's fine, but I'm not going to risk her fighting back and then one-shotting me. Um
Okay, so basically you're gonna dodge.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And
Okay.
could I get a bonus die on a dodge roll if I
Yeah.
do that? Great, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're gonna that's all I'm doing
Yeah.
is getting out of the way. Yep, I think that's legit. Georgiana, what would you like to do? Eliza's being attacked, Georgiana. What will you do to help her?
Okay, can I see anything nearby, like I don't know, a big stick, a vase, a rock?
Hilariously, when you came into the room that you're now sort of just trying to exit, you can see there are old Roman weapons lined up on the walls.
Okay.
Like gladiuses, like, heavily
Wow.
built short swords, like this long, like twice the length of anyone else's bladed instrument. They don't look particularly sharp, but they could operate as an iron club quite effectively.
Is there a spear?
You bet.
Okay. Georgiana's going to grab a spear because that way you can keep some distance. She'll run to the wall, wrench one off, and then
Okay.
just try to, stab, poke with very little skill at the woman who's trying to attack Eliza just to, get her to back off.
Sure. Make a. Oh my God, you don't have any skill in it. Let's treat it as brawl. Let's treat it as brawl. You're just
Hitting her
swinging
with a
a stick like 91. No. Okay. Good. Yeah.
I think that she tries to pull it off the wall and then it immediately drops to the ground because of the weight, and she's struggling to just pick it up.
She's going. People used to carry these things by choice. All right, so no, and I will give you. I'm just going to give you the club. I'm putting a club on your sheet. Oh, you've already got a club on your sheet. It turns out. Okay, there you go. You already had one, but now you have two. All right, that is. There's people swinging sticks. They're not working. Okay, the first servant will be on. I think it'll be on the rector, actually. Yep, that's legit. Oh, no, actually, no.
Good
Eliza. Let me see if the person even comes close. As that seems, at least vaguely relevant. I'm not seeing. I'm seeing. I go to roll. It's editable. Oh, do I need to hold on? Have I got it? Oh, apparently got it unlocked. That'll help. Yeah, that really did help. Okay, all right. Okay, ceremonial dagger. Let's do that. Yeah, I don't care. Yes. 83. So no.
Excellent.
He flails at you with a ceremonial dagger and misses you. At that point, it is Georgiana. Oh, the other Georgiana. Viscountess Purbeck.
Yeah.
People are trying to stab your wards. Viscountess Purbeck, there's actual
And
stabbery.
they're attacking the rector, which I'm definitely standing in front of the rector to protect him. And I'm going to punch that woman.
Are you? Wow. Violence.
Violent.
It is the answer.
Then punch away. Oh, you've actually selected them as a target. That's pretty advanced.
Did I do that?
There's a professional here.
Well,
Oh.
someone's got a little green dot above their head, and I think it's coming from you. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Roll your I punch people in the face with my fists or club them with my clubs.
Did it work?
It definitely did. It rolled. And you definitely didn't hit.
This is a very sloppy fight so far.
Okay, so far, no one has landed a blow on anyone. But that's about to change, people. Because now the second one attacks the rector. That's right, rector. Ceremonial dagger to the heart.
Do you really want to do this, darling?
Impale you. Yes, she says out loud.
Think of your immortal soul.
I am. Oh my God, she fumbled. Okay.
Does she stab herself in the eye?
You go, think of your immortal soul. And she goes, oh my God. And then drops her dagger.
Excellent.
So she's disarmed. All right. So
wait, is she like sobbing at the rector's feet?
No, she's not
begging
taken out of the
forgiveness?
fight.
Oh,
But
okay.
she was caught by surprise. She's like,
Okay.
oh my God, Rector, you're right. I do need to think of my immortal soul. But no, she'll get over it. Okay, at that point, it's Reginald's turn, or should I say Regina's turn. So, Regina, what are you doing?
Regina, I think, is going to try and knock out the one who just prone herself or not, or fell over or dropped the weapon.
Okay.
I'm just in front of the rector. So yes. Okay, cool. Here we go. Knife. Let's try that. No, I'm probably reticent to use the knife. Although, can I use this to kill or something like as a club?
Yep. It's all much of a muchness. Clubs, knives, they're all brawl.
Well, proceed. Yes. 25%. Yes.
01
Wow.
critical success with the knife, which is a fail, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Which does double damage.
Max damage, and then roll your die again.
Oh, there you go. Okay, roll damage. You've actually got it there. You can press the little button. Jesus freaking Christ.
Wow. Is that okay? Sorry.
11 points.
Oh,
And she's got 11 hit points. So this is the one that dropped her knife, you said. You were targeting the one that dropped her knife. So she drops a knife. She has a moment of mental crisis. You step behind her, actually, and just drag your knife across her throat. And she's like...
Yeah.
dear my boy.
And then she collapses to the ground.
I was trying to use the heel to...
Oh, were you? Oh, well, in which case, you club her in the back of the head with the pommel of the knife. And like everyone who's ever read an actual news story about people who try and use guns to knock people unconscious, and it turns out hitting people in the head with heavy metal objects is actually pretty bad. It's not like I tap them in the head and they fall unconscious. It's like, no, you crack their skull and they start bleeding. She falls to the ground with internal bleeding in her brain, and you will not have her as a problem ever again. But she's unconscious. You've successfully knocked her out, Reginald.
Yeah, I was going to say that whenever anyone's actually like knocked out, it's actually brain damage, and I can say that as someone who has had a concussion and stuff. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So, did your brawl skill actually tick? It did. Hey, good. Okay, win. Just checking. All right. So at that point, there's only one of them, and you've knocked them out. The second one, it's oh no, hold on. Who hasn't gone? The rector hasn't gone. The rector, what are you doing, rector?
Well, that's a good question. What can I do?
Well, you've just seen
I've convinced one woman to drop her knife and then she got killed.
Yeah.
So
there are
maybe the Lord will
Georgiana
strike that
dragged-
one down.
Georgiana dragged, like you can see, there's actually a bunch of old school Roman weapons lying around. You could pick one up and use it as a club.
Okay, I'll do that. But first, a history check quickly on the weapon. No, I just pick one up. Well, actually, no, I have a better idea for a club. I'm just going to club them with the good book. Right of the
Okay.
head.
Bible
Okay.
bashing once again.
All right, go for it. Wield thy Bible as a weapon of no,
No, not today.
not today.
It's unwieldy.
Okay, none of you oh, actually, that's not true. The Viscountess actually has brawling skill more than the base.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so at that point, there's one of them standing. One of them is lying on the ground bleeding from a cranial injury. And you guys are definitely in charge. Can I just get a second round very quickly, please? So, on that note, second round, we have Eliza.
I look up at like Duplessis, having
Yeah,
seen him just brain this woman
yeah,
cold dead, and just there's just like blood all over the ground now, like bleeding
yeah.
through her eyes and everything. And I just kind of like I duck down to the ground. I pick up her dagger and I kind of look up at Duplessis with kind of like a look of like reverence and kind of eroticism. Um, uh, and I kind of swiftly stand and approach the woman who was attempt to stab me. Um, and I just say, at the end of the day, and this isn't necessarily a threat, this is just the reality that we're facing right now. If you continue to fight against us, you will die. That's all. And I'd like to attempt to persuade her to flee.
Okay.
Because honestly, even if one of us dies, that is the reality, right? I didn't want to do it intimidate because I'm so bad at it. But I think just stating the fact, right, that she's probably going to die if she keeps fighting us. Cool. Awesome. I'm going to attempt to do that to allow this woman to not be brained. Although, the first one did titillate me.
Oh my God.
001!
2 0-1s in a row.
This second 0-1 that I've done in this whole campaign. I can't
And-
breathe. How lucky that is.
And
Is this
the
gonna be one of
second
those-
0-1 that's been rolled. Oh no, that's right, Reg. Sorry, I forgot that the rector got in the way and broke the chain. But up until that moment, it was literally 0-1 followed by 0-1. All right. So yeah, she takes your point. She's gonna go away now. She puts the dagger carefully on the ground, says, "I'm sorry. It just seemed like the only way to save the town." And then she sort of
Mhm. As she began, as she kind of like I imagine she kind of like places the dagger down in like a non-threatening kind of like thing. And I think that Eliza, after she places it down, swiftly picks it up. And now she has 3 daggers, and walks up to her or kind of as she's kind of walking out, and just says, "Before you leave," and very wise move. Um, what is happening? Who are they sacrificing and why? What did you believe would actually happen? This is my first ritual, and I don't want to be seen to be sticking out like a sore thumb.
Nervous.
Yes, I'm a
it's
virgin at ritualism.
look, they're going to sacrifice the boy, the man, they collected him a couple of days ago with this guy's help.
Mr.
Um,
Millwood.
Oh, I assume so. Yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
someone who's offended a woman, or not done a woman any services or done a woman a harm. It's the standard stuff. That's what we do. But anyway, just go around there. You'll be able to see it all. I'm good. I'm leaving now. And she just runs up the stairs.
And I think immediately upon seeing that Eliza's not getting anything more from this person, even before she finishes a sentence, Eliza has turned around, and moves over to the others. She hands Duplessis a ritual dagger, and then she hands another one to Viscountess Purbeck.
Suggestion. We want. We would like. I mean, if they're going to go through with Rachel, we want to try and stop that. We might have to go ahead. We would prefer them to sacrifice this guy rather than that guy. What about if you drag him in there on the wheel thing, covered in the blood that's on the ground, and say he tried to kill me, he tried to rape me or something, and make him seem worse than this young man, and maybe they can swap him out? Is that feasible? What do you think that's
So you're going to cover him in the blood from the victim.
Or you can come in the screen and say, this man just tried to, rape me or kill me or whatever you want to say. And that might, and he's a much better sacrifice. He's done way worse to because they're saying that this guy's been sacrificed because he did bad things to women. If you can make this out, the guy look worse, maybe, we can swap one for the other. And I don't know, I'm just saying.
I would both as a young woman and as someone who doesn't have a lived experience as a woman, would look to Jess and Lily as to whether this is a plot line we should be going through with.
I have to admit, I couldn't really hear what Mike was saying. It was a bit echo, like bubbly for me.
He tried to
From what I heard, he was basically saying that we cover Culberton we cover Eliza in blood and get her to push in Culberton and saying, like, this man attacked me and we should sacrifice him instead.
I don't think you need the blood. He actually did attack her and try to kill her. She could just tell the truth and say, this guy tried to kill me even though he knew that I was with you. He's planning to betray all of you.
Yeah.
I think that he needs to be sacrificed as well.
However, the Viscountess, in trying to be a good and upstanding Christian woman, would like to try and do, like, disrupt everything and just dump all of the coins into the spring, well, water, whatever is there, to see if that will solve the problem first. And then if that doesn't work, then definitely attempt the switch to Culberton over Millwood.
Because we want to stop this from happening year after year after year. We want to break the cycle. So, yes. I do think we have to off the coins and possibly put a coin in each hand of the statue.
Yes.
I mean,
Who are the coins for? And how do we do
for
that?
the goddess
Animetia.
Animetia. That she's, because that's what we saw in our vision, or when I believe that I was actually transported to the prison.
Well, Reginald's plan B he will be pushing the wheelchair. If you're going to try and do that, which I think is the best idea, if you're going to try and break the cycle completely, things look like they're going south. This is player to player, not character to character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Because it's about protecting his own. That's what Reginald's all about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that what we do is we first grab this woman's corpse and we just chuck it into a bush. And then separately, we have the rector and Duplessis and Culverton standing guard here, perhaps in a corner. And then Viscountess Purbeck, Georgiana, and I with the coins, at least having one in each hand, perhaps two or three in each hand, to use all the 20. Then walk forward towards the ritual.
You come out. Okay. Sorry. Yep. Go, Georgiana.
I think Georgiana, obviously she's not sure, but she might just try to get close to Eliza and whisper to her, I don't think this thing with the coins is going to work. I just feel somehow I think that there's might only be one way to go through with this.
Mm.
And just like out of character, Georgiana is extremely ambivalent about stopping this. As far as she can see, it's essentially taking out the trash each year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Eliza
Out of
said,
character.
yeah, absolutely. But on what Georgiana actually said, I think that Eliza kind of looks at her, and Viscountess Purbeck is perhaps, helping the rector and kind of others move into the corner as we kind of have this quick moment. And I think that she kind of looks at you and says, what I've learned from this experience, cousin, is that if one wants to have friends and wants to be around other people in society, one must take other people's harebrained ideas about what might happen with things in the occult, or what might do this or what might do that, and attempt it. I mean, I think I don't know whether this idea with the coins is going to make any difference, but I think that, at least from my perspective, I owe it to Viscountess Purbeck to try. But if we don't, well, and if it doesn't work, then by all means, Millwood, Culverton. I mean, Culverton would be my choice. He did, of course, try to poison me, and I survived. But I mean, either one, it's a small price to pay.
Georgiana will just sort of look down, sort of acquiescing. Of course, mainly she's not really sure what else to do, but she just doesn't have much faith in the coin idea. She'll go along with it for now, though. Just, keeping an eye out if there's anything else to do.
All right, you step out of the room. You're in a large cavernous space. There is, you look around the corner, and effectively there is an island in the middle of a pool, a large body of, or pool of water. You can see sort of lounging in various places around the island on little pedestals and little bits of island and other comfy spaces, women dressed in white robes. They are people you saw at various points over the last few days. They're all kind of looking pretty relaxed. On the island proper, you can see an altar. You can see a tall woman wearing a mask, but you all know who she is, of course, despite her attempts at disguising her identity. She's wearing a mask with the face of Anna Matea sort of imprinted on it, made of gold. There's a statue to Anna Matea in the middle of the water, so it's not on the island. And it is the same statue that you saw upstairs, or upstairs and a bit along. It's Anna Matea, hands out, looking up like this. There's no immediate response to your presence unless you go out of your way to announce yourselves. They don't instantly respond to you. And you can see Millwood, like I said, is on the island with the woman, trussed up like the little stuffed pig that he is, ready to be appropriately dealt with at the appropriate moment by the appropriate stabbing tool.
Yep. The Viscountess has just got her bee in her bonnet about this and about what she's going to do, and she just ignores everybody and just like wades into the water and is heading straight for that statue.
Okay, you do that. You can just do that. That's not a problem. You can.
Yep.
There's no immediate sort of stopping you. They're all a bit relaxed, and then you suddenly appear out of nowhere, and a la, as discussed many times over, you are a ship of state moving forth.
Absolutely.
And in the water, even more true than anywhere else that you've seen so far.
Like awake.
So meanwhile, Georgiana and Eliza, you're behind the Viscountess, because assumably she's steamed ahead at full speed. She's got a head of steam up. What do you want to do? The statue's there. You've got coins. What do you want to do with them?
I think Eliza, is kind of keeping stride with like Georgiana and just kind of gives her a look, which is like, a resigned look of like Vikander Spurbeck has an idea. We've already talked about it. Let's see if it works, right? So I think that we're following along. We will also like go through the like wade through across to the island, but let Vikander Spurbeck take charge.
You said that you had the wheelchair with Culverton. What are you doing with that?
Culverton is back with the Rector and Duplessis, like outside of this area.
Unfortunately, not brought with you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Sorry, I thought we were wheeling him in.
No, as to not startle yet, and then we can have that option is, I guess, what I thought.
Well, I think startling them might have already been.
Well, I guess we'll see from Purbeck.
Yes. So I'm going to stop in front of this statue of Anna Matea with their hands outstretched and be like, oh great goddess of these waters, please bless this town. I return to you these heads of gold of these Roman emperors that were taken from you, and like place the coins down in each hand.
Okay. You place the coins down in each hand. You also notice, because you paid very little attention to the water, what's under the water, that there's actually a whole bunch of coins in the water. Like hundreds, if not, just hundreds of coins. Like all ancient and sort of buried under muck and other things, but you can see glinting through the thing. You place the 2 coins on Anna Matea's hand. Her head bends down towards you when you do so. So the statue's head moves, looks at you, nods, and in Latin, and I assume you don't speak Latin.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, but the rector does, and it echoes through the whole cave area. Thank you for your offering of the golden heads. Blessing be upon you, Viscountess Purbeck. And at that point, vines and flowers and other things shoot up around the statue and start growing all over the statue and all over the ground. Eliza, you are instantly healed of all of your injuries as Anna Matea's blessing spreads through the waters and through the area. You did say you were sort of trailing along, so you feel a blessing and you feel healed instantaneously of your injuries. All of the women go, what just happened? As it becomes apparent that they didn't need to sacrifice all the people they've been sacrificing to get the blessing of Anna Matea, who, yes, indeed, just needs the coins.
Now, let me ask you this: Did the coins disappear?
No. They just fall into the water. You put them on her hands.
Wow.
She thanks you for the blessing. They fall into the water.
Wow. I think that Eliza is just dumbstruck and just looks directly at Georgiana, and it's just like the Viscountess is a powerful woman. And just kind of calls out to the Viscountess, "What just happened? I feel fantastic. This is insane."
Blessed by Anna Matea because we listened to the message that she gave us. And then I'm starting to march towards that island where I'm going to take on Miss Mackenzie in her silly mask.
It's like watching a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
That's terrible, but funny. All right. Okay. So at that point, sorry.
She's got an image.
At that point, a number of the women are getting up from their pedestals going, oh my God, I've been involved in cult sacrifices, murdering people for a decade when I didn't need to be involved in cult sacrifices, murdering people for a decade. Some women are thinking, yeah, but they were dicks and completely deserved. And the fact that it had the benefit of healing the land, win. But let's be upfront. They were the sort of people who probably deserved to be stabbed. Stabbing was fair. You know, like, sure, the coins work, but isn't it better that we punish the evil? Exactly. Because the
Some
coins
people
work,
sympathy
but
for
so
them, but
did
not
the
you.
heads. It's not that the heads didn't work.
Yeah.
I'm just making the point that just because we found another way doesn't mean the way we were doing it was wrong.
Wrong.
Just means it wasn't the same. Okay, so Mrs. Mackenzie pulls off her mask. It's not Mrs. Mackenzie, it's Miss Huntley.
Yeah.
It's Lady Huntley. Dun, dun, dun. I can't believe I surprised you with that, but dun, dun, dun. She pulls up the mask. It's Lady Huntley. Her offsider is Mrs. Mackenzie. Anyway, she looks at you, draws her ceremonial dagger, and shouts at the top of her voice, "You've ruined it! You've ruined it all!" and charges towards you, Viscountess Purbeck, rage-filled.
I think it's time for Betsy.
Yeah, probably.
Mm.
Yeah, you've had enough of the silly
Knifey, stabby thing. Yeah.
Let
I don't
me
understand
I've
this.
deleted those two. Let me put where is she?
What was that guy's name? Who was there? Who's going to be a sacrifice? Millwood.
Culverton.
Millwood's there.
Oh, Millwood, yeah.
Millwood is there.
I think Reginald's just going to dump Culverton out of the wheelchair, maybe close if his head's in the water, whatever, and then go and get Millwood and put him in the chair and try and avoid the ladies fighting because we were out. So I was trying to save him. Make sure that's the Culverton.
Yeah, Miss Elizabeth Huntley, gentlewoman. That's her. I got her right. She didn't know any spells. Sad face.
There's nothing gentle about this gentlemanly woman's fight.
Okay, so she comes straight at you. Are you going to shoot her, Jess?
Absolutely.
Okay, seems legit.
Let me get this. Oh, I do not have a target. Do I?
You can have a target. She's the only one on the sheet.
Yeah. She was underneath my sheet, so I couldn't.
That'll do it.
I have fixed that now. Roll firearms.
Wow. Flatten check of 2.
Absolutely. If I do one thing in the night, that's it.
I've clicked a thing and I can't see if it's worked.
There are 2 things which may not be helping, but
No.
Can you refresh your side? Just
Yeah,
to see
I'll
if
try
that
that.
fixes it. I should try.
Yes, it just told me I lost connection to the server.
Yeah, okay. That'll do it.
Oh my God, you're at point blank.
Yeah. Which means advantage with
Bonus
the roll.
die, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't look like anything happened. I will try that first one then. Let's see.
No, I think you're right. If I change, I'll just cycle. I'll cycle it. That'll probably fix it.
Are you clicking the thing that says like single shot?
No, I'm clicking that says roll firearms, but nothing is happening. Not like usual.
What I did before was just click that single shot. And I think that was the same thing, was it not? No?
Hold on. Wow, it's really not working. Okay, that's annoying. I'm going to delete those 2.
Whoa, what's happened there?
I just deleted it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to delete both of them.
I'll try again.
Can you try again, please?
Yeah.
Target.
Oops. Yeah. Combat and then pistol.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jump to bottom and then roll file. No. I
No.
got
Okay.
nothing.
All right. I'm just going to roll it in the thing. Okay. Something happened there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's definitively a hit. So 15 on the die, which is a hard success, not an extreme success. Don't know what that means in the new rules. What does that mean? Hard success doesn't mean anything, does
No,
it?
no.
No. Okay, great.
Just regular damage.
Just regs. Okay, what's the damage of your pistol?
A D6 plus 1, so I can roll that, I think.
Yep. Just
Oh, nice.
oh, 7 points. Okay. Ouch. And you've shot her with a pistol and done her. Oh God, what would her major wound number be? Oh, I'm thinking Pendragon. No, I'm thinking of the right thing. Okay. I think that's very bad. I think she might not feel so good anymore. Need you. What I? Yeah. All right. You shoot her. She stumbles back, having been shot in the chest, probably with a pistol. There's a loud bang, and she looks quite sick. What do other people want to do?
Has she taken more than half her hit points?
Yeah, she has. That's why I'm just reading.
I think she has to make a con roll to stay conscious.
That's what I was just checking for. Okay.
Because it's a major wound.
Provided none of the other women get involved, I will. Reginald will stay away from the fight. He has the faith in the body countess.
She failed by 1.
There we go.
Wow.
It's literally 1
A
point.
well-placed shot.
50 to 51. She had con 50 and she rolled a 51 on the die. All right, you shoot her. She collapses to the ground with the classic, a sucking chest wound telling God's way of telling you to slow down.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's okay, you can free Millwood at this point.
Mhm.
You've got the plan of getting his sister married off to the rector's son.
Mhm.
Yep.
And out from under the thumb of Millwood, who has no money of his own because he's burnt it all in his doings with Culverton. The one thing you have to work out is, what do you do with Culverton?
I mean, if he falls into the bottom of the water and doesn't make it, then that is, some would say, a loss, I guess.
I think that's a good plan. But also, if we don't want to become murderers, I mean, he tried to kill Eliza. I'm pretty sure he could get hanged for that.
Yeah, I think turning him into the authorities would be what I would want to do.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Fair, but do you not think he would just walk away? I mean, he's, I was just going to leave him to the ladies, and if any of them were too desperate to.
If he does, I think we've got ways to hunt him down.
Yeah, I have ways to ruin him.
Okay, but I think we need to have some stern words with Mr. Millwood as well, and say that we will be watching. We shall be watching.
Yeah, I think that as Miss Huntley falls, right? I think that Eliza strides forward, in the kind of like the background of kind of smoking Bessie. And I think that she kind of like she finds Miss Mackenzie in the crowd, and says, "Now listen to us, Miss Mackenzie. If you want your lovely mistress to die, or you want us to come back and finish the job, on her. Viscountess Purbeck will be, of course, very happy to do that. She's shown herself to be willing to do that in this moment. Instead, you will stop this charade of playing at sacrifice and instead follow her example. We are smart people. We are women. There's no need for this kind of vigilantism. But at the same time, if there are people who are doing nefarious things behind closed doors and legal avenues and not providing any recourse, then I'm sure the skills that you've all developed in this inner circle can be put to better use than sacrificing in Easter time. Are we understood?
If I might,
Indeed.
could we perhaps give the ladies, all of these ladies who are normally, I assume, upstanding citizens, give them all of the dirt on Culverton, what he has done,
Yes,
who he
you could
has
do that.
supplied.
Yeah.
We could do all that and say to them, it is up to them to keep him in line. They have the means and the wherewithal to keep him honest, and obviously the Viscountess would support anything there. But we have solved your little problem, so maybe you need to make sure he does not continue in his awful ways, and we will hold you responsible for his behavior.
We drag Miss Huntley into the waters. Will she be healed?
Didn't she fall into the water? I mean,
Miss
we should
Huntley,
probably get her
when you
out if
shot
she.
her. No,
Yeah.
no, the healing occurred when Anna Matea took the coins and
Point.
gave the blessing.
Ah.
The healing slot machine.
No, I think that that let this wound on your leader serve as a warning.
The warning, yes.
And as well as Regina carefully put it, there's a man amongst us, and turns to look at Culverton, who had his way with me. He attempted to poison me with arsenic and end my life for the mere association with all of you. I would say that your association with Mr. Culverton should end, and that you should police his activities. If he is, of course, the one who we understand supplied you with these sacrifices, instead find a better use to socially police this. Now, we understand that Mr. Millwood, is not a perfect man, but we have in our own way a way to reform him and turn him back to, a better way. But the only reason he fell down this path is because of men like Culverton. So your attentions should be towards them rather than aligning yourself with lechers. You become no worse than them and you sully the name of woman.
I think there's like
I am mighty, hear my cry. All right, there's a general round of. Dude, she's got a point, Okay, so, so you don't drown Culverton immediately, despite initial thoughts that maybe that was the solution to all of your problems. You're going to share the truth of him that you know and send that around. Beautiful, lovely, sends message. The Viscountess Purbeck is going to use her not insignificant social status and authority to make sure that sticks. And then you're basically telling an entire room full of women who like stabbing men that if he steps out of line, he should be stabbed.
Yes.
I broadly covered the messaging.
I think the term we used was dealt with.
Yeah.
It should be dealt with.
It's true. That is exactly what happens.
Dealt with.
Okay. All right. So You spend a little bit more time in Bath, but sorry, not Bath, wherever we were. But then you're on your way to London to do the social set, to meet the movers, the shakers, and for the Viscountess to land you a proper husband.
I need to write to Samuel as well to tell him that I found him a wife.
You do,
Guess
much
what?
to Georgiana's relief.
I thought we already did that, and he was like
He was on
the
his
way
way.
there.
That's true.
Yeah,
He was on his
yeah.
way.
We have to wait in Buxton until he arrives, and then we can marry him, and then
Oh,
send
yes.
him
All
off
right.
on
So,
their honeymoon.
so a week later, Samuel arrives. Introductions are made. That all goes fine. Culverton is found dead in his estates, driven mad by.
A tear is shed. What is it that the Queen Charlotte says? Sorrow's praise.
Do any of you investigate or seek to understand any details about his death, or is it literally just meh and then move on?
No, not at
Meh.
all. Uninterested.
I don't know. What do you think, Rector? I mean,
You want to know, do you?
well,
I think
part of me just wants to make sure that it wasn't any of the very strong women that we've surrounded ourselves with. That's all.
What are you implying?
Well, the Rector and I now sleep in like rooms adjoining each other with very heavily barred doors.
I've learned long ago to just let those things go and have faith in people.
I think Georgiana has questions, but she'll be asking someone else about that.
Her special friend.
I think that as like we probably arrive at Millwood House like just as like just before the carriage of Samuel Postlethwaite arrives, right? And we've already been like received by Louise and also Henry, and I think that the advent of the carriage coming, kind of turns everyone's attention away. And I think Eliza spirits herself away quickly into another room with Henry Millwood, and just says, yes. Now, this has all been so wonderful, Henry, to meet you again. To understand that you're on a better path now. Yes. And I just wanted to.
He's just spent 5 days trussed up, ready to be slaughtered by a whole bunch of people. Anyway, yes, continue. You just wanted to.
No, absolutely. But I think that she says something. Says, but so odd. We were investigating your disappearance for poor Louisa, and we happened upon an odd piece of information, which was that apparently you had bet her to another man. Now that can't be true, can it? That can't be true, can it?
Now, important question. Are you asking this before or after Culverton is found dead?
I'm asking it after.
No, I would never do that.
That's what I thought. Now, your sister will go and marry this fine young parson's son, and you will not interfere with her happiness in any way. That thought would never cross your mind. Am I right in thinking that?
Absolutely, he says. I mean, he genuinely likes his sister. He's just an addict.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that she really wants to kind of like drive the point home and kind of realize that at the end of the day, it's so wonderful to see two people in such gay, happy love. And luckily for us, your sister is quite close to where we live, and indeed we are very close, perhaps only a day or two's carriage ride from this location. So, we'll of course be popping in every once in a while to catch up and see how you are. So we're not that far away.
Well,
if you understand.
He's
Why have been learning so much?
I know. It's like coming through the Viscountess way. I think you really had a huge impact on her, just like figuring out that ritual and finding a really simple solution. I think that she feels she intellectualized too much. And I think she's just like, no, actually, you kind of have to get your hands dirty a little bit with people. So yeah, so I think that she kind of says that and then kind of, sits up and goes, fabulous, and then enters, opens the door, enters the other room as Samuel and Louise are walking in. She goes, "Oh, the happy couple," and then we kind of exit from that scene.
Nice. So, just to check in, are Reginald and or the rector going to do more investigation into Culberton's death?
Yes, Reginald will do that.
All
Okay.
right. Let's find out then.
You ask around. It's not deeply complicated to discover. He was found dead in his bed. His throat had been torn out.
Oh,
And his face was scratched as well. And some sort of sharp taloned, just as a word, thing had attacked him.
Mrs. Mackenzie had been here.
Can we recall whether the statue was just normal fingers or was it like?
It had completely normal hands.
Okay. Okay.
Can I get idea rolls, so intelligence rolls from both of you, please?
Literally real quiet in the chat.
Yeah, Thomas, not a problem.
There was that giant fucking owl that you met.
The owl. What the hell? The one that kept them flying over.
Yeah.
Eliza shared her insight from the first adventure with any of us of what she saw.
I haven't yet, no. So I think that, in any event, if I am told, I think that I put two and two together. That has something to do with Georgiana, and I think that maybe it's something for maybe like next session. But I think that there's definitely a question mark that she wants to interrogate because look, her whole deal has been put on display, and she's weathered it. Maybe it's time Georgiana experiences the same.
So the rector made a connection with the owl, and I assume he told me about it. I feel like the rector and Reginald have a very long, solemn look at each other. I think Reginald's probably he's not worried about Eliza and Georgiana. I think they're fine. He's worried about the rector and the Viscountess and his own skin, but he trusts them, but he knows that other things going on here. So.
Here's an interesting thing. In the Bible, apparently owls figuratively, they're meant to symbolize tormenting, loneliness, desolation, mourning, and judgment.
Well, that's appropriate.
Yes, judgment was passed upon Sir Culberton.
But
that's right.
The thing is, how are we like this owl that I think it is? Why is it here? We have no connection to that old encounter.
Well, she did say that she would see you again.
She did, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
When, she travelled with you to the now.
Right.
It was not completely because he was going to push the guy in the pool anyway, so, it's just interesting the angle of the avenue that's come from the retribution. So. Yes.
But she wasn't watching us all the time.
No, but we all. I mean, other than what Eliza, saw at the ritual that happened, between time and space, I think we all know that Georgiana did have a one-on-one conversation with that woman,
That is true.
right? So there might be a question mark there around how close they are. In any case,
Mhm.
But
Oh, Georgiana.
next session, we can explore that. What I would like to do quickly, just because I think we can just do it,
yeah.
I'm going to put it in development phase,
Yay!
which
Awesome.
should allow you, hopefully, if it's working, to do the development phase.
Hitting the
Oh.
buttons.
Finally, I got luck back. My God.
Oh, history upgraded. Listen. Stop moving, everybody.
Oh, God. Only 2 increases.
Fine art. Excellent.
I rolled a natural 1 on natural world when my natural world is 10, so it didn't upgrade. So sad.
Just upgraded. Gaming not upgraded.
Fine art.
Okay, so
Three.
Georgiana Wentworth got history, library use, medicine, and occult. I'll do appropriate. I think I even got luck.
Ooh, I got luck as well.
The rector got his fine art skill.
Absolutely. Oh, and I got some luck points, it seems.
No luck.
Whoa.
And listen. Oh, Reginald, you can punch people better than you've ever punched them before. And the Dowager got 10% increase on intimidation.
Wow, that's appropriate.
I feel like
And an increase in luck.
should get
And fitting.
an upgrade on intimidation as well. She's going a little
I kind of feel just for roleplay purposes, Eliza should also get an intimidate bonus.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Look, I tell you what, I'm sold on that argument. Oh, I don't want both of those. Let me do this. Oh, how do I? Oh, that's right. I do that. That's right. Here you go. I'm sold on that argument. Oh, you get 1 point of intimidate, Eliza.
Great. Amazing.
It goes up by 1.
Well,
right.
it already went up by 3, actually.
Oh,
So
there you go. Well, it's gone up by 4 now.
excellent. Thank you.
25 now. Woo.
Yeah, you've got intimidate at 25. The Viscountess is genuinely scary. And everyone, this is the most important bit, everyone gets 5 points of sanity.
Yay!
For not murdering people and for
Excellent.
finding a solution to the problem that didn't involve mass murder of men forever.
All right, can you take it out of development mode or?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what I have to do? Yep, sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think everyone's done, so that's fine. There you go.
5
Beautiful.
points of sanity. Wow.
5.
I get more sane as we go.
I have more than I started this whole thing with.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Same.
Yeah.
40. I've got 40.
Wow.
I have
Wow, I think you started with
89.
35, didn't you?
89.
Yeah, 89.
Oh my
The
God, the
rector's
rector's-
like,
So sane.
You
I
lived a good
just
life.
wanna-
That's
I
what
just-
happens.
I need
Plain living,
I
that's
need
what it
to
is.
assure you all that the next adventure will deal with this oversupply of sanity that you are currently experiencing.
Oh dear.
Excellent.
All right. So that is where we end the session. The next adventure will take place at the Art Gallery
Yes,
in London.
my fine art just improved.
Yes, I think it's perfect timing.
Amazing.
Because, you know, your fine art is now, I'm trying to
28.
see. What is it?
28.
28, there you go. You know, I don't know who your Rembrandts from your Caravaggio's.
But I mix up my Manets and my Monets, unfortunately.
Fair. considering considering
probably
Mono at least
fine.
isn't painting at this point, you're in safe territory.
Yeah, that's right.
There's lots of, industrial painting. What's the name of the guy that did all of the things? I watched a movie about him. It was terrible. It was one of the worst movies I've seen. Did all those Industrial Revolution paintings, really famous.
Oh,
Turner.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, Turner.
Yeah,
So,
we've seen
Turner.
Turners.
Yeah. I mean, I like his art, but the movie they made about him was, oh my God, I just wanted to cry. It was so slow and boring. All right. Anyway, I've got a great track record with movies about my favorite artists. The Rembrandt one was actually woeful. It was so bad. I think it was at Eternity's Gate. Yeah, at Eternity's Gate. I could have killed myself. And I had Willem Dafoe as Rembrandt. So, oh no, hold on, not Rembrandt. Yellow Flowers.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But of course,
It's the first movie I've walked out of since Emma. Sorry, Georgiana. Sorry, Lily.
What?
Actually,
I walked out of Emma.
I loved it. I was obsessed.
No.
which puts it at the same par as Battlefield Earth, because we walked out of that as well.
We did not. We stayed to
we
the end.
persevered. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if it's persevered, mate. You and I remember having a fucking hilarious time.
Yeah, that's true.
Just breaking in. As much as I absolutely adore the books, I've never yet seen a production that lives up to them. I honestly just can't watch them. So
Gwyneth Paltrow
you are not
as
offending me
Emma
at all there.
was not a win for me.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about that Emma, are you? Not the new one with Anya Taylor-Joy.
I have not watched it.
Okay, that one is the only one that I've seen. I didn't see the Gwyneth Paltrow one. That one, I love Emma. Eliza is based on Emma, and I thought it was a fantastic adaptation. It was like she nailed the character of Emma 1000%. So I'd highly recommend that.